The fragrance of thyme and rosemary from my garden wafts through my Nebraska kitchen, a fleeting comfort in a home that's starting to feel like a house of traps. I'm Beatrice, 65, and my days revolve around tending my herbs and enjoying the quiet of retirement. But last month, I nearly fell in my shower, slipping on the anti-slip bath mats my niece Nora gave me, which turned slick when wet. A strange oily smell lingered, and my heart raced. I sent a sample to a lab, and the results chilled me to the bone. A coating of oil, activated by water, designed to harm. Someone in my family is trying to hurt me. Who and why? Fremont, Nebraska, is a town where cornfields stretch wide and neighbors share jam at the county fair. My farmhouse, with its lush herb garden and rustic charm, sits on the town's edge, its values soaring as developers eye our fertile land. To the community, we're a tight-knit family. Me, a widow who sells sage at the farmer's market. Leonard, my 60-year-old brother, a real estate agent with a hearty laugh. And Nora, his 28-year-old daughter, a sales clerk whose bubbly charm lights up any room. We look like a postcard of rural life. But beneath the surface, something's rotting. And those slippery mats are my first clue to a sinister betrayal. Leonard and Nora moved in 2 years ago, after Leonard's real estate deals soured, leaving him strapped. I opened my home, glad to have my brother close. And Nora's gift of anti-slip bath mats seemed thoughtful, especially after my arthritis made mobility trickier. Leonard praised her initiative, saying they'd keep me safe in the shower. I trusted them, grateful for their care, placing the mats in my bathroom with confidence. But over the past few weeks, I've slipped multiple times, each fall narrowly avoided, and the oily smell grew stronger. The lab's report, confirming a water-activated oil coating, turned my gratitude into dread, a realization that safety was a lie. I sit at my kitchen table, the bath mat sample in a sealed bag, its faint sheen a silent accusation. My hands tremble as I recall Nora's warm smile when she gave it to me, Leonard's nod of approval as I thanked her. Nora's a sales clerk, with access to products. But why would she sabotage me? My farmhouse, now worth a fortune, could be a motive, or perhaps my savings, built over decades. But Leonard, always quick with a joke, could he be involved? His real estate ties hinting at darker plans. The thought of their betrayal, possibly tangled with infidelity, feels like a weed choking my heart, stealing my breath. I step into my garden, the cool night air soothing my racing thoughts, the scent of basil grounding me. These herbs, mint, oregano, thyme, are my pride. Each plant nurtured through Nebraska's harsh winters with care, much like the family I've tried to hold together. But now, I see shadows where I saw growth. I think of Mrs. Caldwell, who buys my rosemary at the market. Last month, she leaned close and said, "Beatrice, watch that brother." Real estate men like Leonard always have angles. I chuckled, but her words haunt me now. And Nora, who used to help me harvest sage, has been distant, her eyes flickering when Leonard mentions my safety. What did I miss to make them turn? The lab report, tucked in my sewing kit, is a stark alarm. I could confront them now, demand answers, but my instincts urge caution. If Nora's tampering with my safety, and Leonard's involved, they're banking on my trust, expecting me to remain the doting aunt, the aging widow. The oil suggests a plan, perhaps to cause an accident, to claim my house, my savings, or something darker. I think of my late husband's pension, a steady fund I've saved, and this farmhouse, a developer's prize. Are they after that? I won't let them win without a struggle. Tomorrow, I'll avoid the mats, collect more evidence, and watch their every move to unearth the truth behind their gifts. I linger among my rosemary, their leaves soft under my fingers, anchoring me in this moment of clarity. I've always been the nurturer, the one who heals, but now I'm the one who must defend. The oily smell wasn't a fluke, it's a signal, a threat from someone I love. I replay Nora's careful presentation of the mats, Leonard's hearty encouragement as I place them. Were they watching me falter, plotting their next step? I'm not ready to challenge them yet. But I'm awake, my senses sharp. This garden, this home, is my life's work, and I'll fight to protect it, no matter how deep their betrayal runs. I turn to you now, because I know you've felt this, that moment when the ones you trust most seem to hide danger in their care. Have you ever questioned the gifts they swear are for your safety? I'm just a woman from a small Nebraska town, but I'm ready to uncover the truth. No matter how bitter it is, let me know where you're watching from today. And if you're new here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our growing community. We're in this together, and trust me, this story is just beginning to take root. The morning light spills across my Fremont, Nebraska, garden, illuminating the rosemary and thyme, but its warmth can't dispel the icy dread settling in my heart. I'm Beatrice, 65, and the lab report confirming a water-activated oil coating on the anti-slip bath mats Nora gave me, now hidden in my sewing kit, is proof someone in my family, my niece Nora or my brother Leonard, is trying to harm me. Their cheerful smiles and watchful eyes tell me they're waiting for me to slip, so I can't confront them yet. I've spent years nurturing my herbs, spotting pests before they ruin the crop, and now I'll use that vigilance to uncover their plan. I sip my coffee, avoiding the bathroom, and start with cautious steps. Leonard's in the dining room, reviewing real estate listings, his realtor's focus intense. I watch him, noting how he pockets his phone when I enter, his laugh too hearty, feeling steady. Beatrice, he asks, mentioning the mat's safety features. I nod, citing a sore hip, and see a flicker of unease in his eyes. Nora bounces in, her sales clerk's apron crisp, her cheer almost too bright. I'm off to the store, she says, hugging Leonard before rushing out. Her warmth feels staged, and I decide to dig into Nora's secrets first, then follow Leonard to see what he's hiding. When the house is quiet, Leonard at his real estate office, Nora at her retail job. I slip into Nora's room. It feels wrong, invading my niece's space, but the oily threat outweighs my guilt. Her desk is cluttered with catalogs, but under a pile of receipts, I find a locked journal, its key tucked in a drawer. My hands tremble as I open it, revealing entries about keeping Aunt B safe and meeting C last week at the Granary Cafe in Lincoln, a cozy spot unfit for casual chats. I snap photos of the pages, my mind racing. Is C a person? And is Nora plotting something beyond safety? The journal hints at a motive tied to my farmhouse. I'm about to search more when I hear Leonard's truck in the driveway. Home early. I replace the journal and retreat to the kitchen, pretending to chop herbs. He's distracted, muttering about a property deal. But I notice a new keychain fob, possibly for a hidden lock. That night, I wait until they're asleep and examine the bathroom mats, finding a faint oily residue that matches the lab's description. I scrape a sample, my resolve hardening. Nora's access to products makes her the likely culprit. But why my farmhouse, worth a fortune, could be a target, or my savings? But Leonard's role gnaws at me. His real estate ties feel too convenient. I decide to follow Leonard, to see what his client meetings involve. The next day, I drive to Fremont's town square, parking across from the Cornhusker Diner, where I spot his car. Leonard's inside, not at the office, sitting with a woman I recognize, Carla Vance, a bank loan officer who once offered to refinance my house. They talk closely, Carla's hand lingering on his, and I snap photos with my phone, my hands unsteady. Why is Leonard meeting a banker I call my friend Ellen, a lab technician who tested the mats, and describe the woman? Ellen's voice drops. Carla's been cozy with Leonard at market events. Always too close. Be careful. Beatrice. The connection Nora, Leonard, Carla, and my house feels like a trap tightening. That afternoon, I plant a small digital recorder in the living room, hidden behind a jar of dried oregano. While they sleep, I retrieve it, listening in my garden under the moonlight. The recording captures Leonard's voice. Low and tense, Carla says the loan's ready if she's out soon. Nora's reply shocks me. The mats are working. She's avoiding the shower. We're close. My stomach churns. They're not just risking accidents. They're planning to force me out, likely to sell my farmhouse or secure a loan. The loan angle suggests a deeper scheme, and Nora's complicity is a knife in my heart. Back home, I keep up appearances, harvesting mint while Leonard reads listings and Nora organizes her sales receipts. But my eyes catch every detail: Nora's glance at the bathroom door when I pass, Leonard's quick nod when I skip my shower, citing joint pain. Their silent exchange feels like confirmation. Later, I check the bathroom, finding another mat with a stronger oily sheen, which I bag for Ellen to retest. The journal, the photos, the recording, they're building a picture of betrayal. But Leonard's role breaks me. I think of him as my brother, sharing market days with me, his laughter warm. Now, he's part of something dangerous, and I need to know how deep it goes. I sit in my garden, the stars bright above my time, the mat sample, the journal entries, the loan there is. Pieces of a puzzle, pointing to a plan to take my home, my life. Leonard's affair with Carla is clear, but Nora's complicity is a wound I can't ignore. I recall our last harvest, when Nora helped me pick basil, her smile genuine. That niece is gone, replaced by someone who might see me as a barrier. I clutch the photos of her journal, my heart torn between love and rage. I'm not ready to confront them, but I'm watching, and I won't let them make me fall. This garden, this house, is mine, and I'll fight to keep it. The Nebraska summer hums with life outside my Fremont farmhouse, the vibrant thyme and rosemary in my garden, a stark contrast to the danger lurking within my family. I'm Beatrice, 65, and the evidence piling up: oil-coated anti-slip bath mats, Nora's journal entries, Leonard's diner meeting with Carla. A recorded conversation sits locked in my sewing kit, proof that my niece Nora and my brother Leonard, with bank loan officer Carla Vance, are plotting to harm me for my farmhouse and savings. The photos of Nora's journal mentioning C and the recording about a loan haunt me, but I need more to unravel their scheme. My garden, once a haven, now feels like a battlefield, and I'm ready to fight, but I must be clever to protect my harvest. I focus on Leonard's affair with Carla, whose diner meeting suggests a plot tied to a loan against my property. That evening, Leonard's in the kitchen, reviewing property flyers, his phone buzzing incessantly. I notice his briefcase, left ajar on the counter, a rare oversight. When he steps out to take a call, I sift through it, finding a bank statement with a $1,000 transfer to C. Vance. Dated last week, labeled consulting fee. My heart sinks. Is Leonard funneling money to Carla for her role in the deal? I pocket the statement, my mind racing. Are they using the mats to cause an accident, ensuring I can't fight their loan? I decide to track Leonard, to see where his client meetings lead. The next night, he announces a property showing, offering a quick grin before driving off. I wait 10 minutes, then follow in my hatchback, keeping distance as his truck heads not to a listing but to a secluded motel. The Prairie Star, on Fremont's outskirts. Carla's SUV is parked outside, her silhouette visible as Leonard joins her in a room. My throat tightens. I snap photos from my car. The cameras click, steadying my trembling hands. They're not just lovers, they're conspiring. And my farmhouse, my life, is their prize. I need to know what they're planning at that motel. I shift to Nora, whose journal and recorded comments suggest she's more than a bystander. The next morning, I return to the Cornhusker Diner, parking discreetly across the street. Nora's at a corner table, Carla across from her, their conversation intense. I zoom in with my phone, capturing Carla handing Nora a small package, possibly more mats or oil, which Nora tucks into her bag. My pulse races. Is it more sabotage I need that package? I call Ellen, my lab technician friend, and describe the exchange. Ellen's voice is grim. Carla's been pushing loans on properties like yours, and Nora's been seen with her too. Be careful. Beatrice. The link Nora, Leonard, Carla, and my house feels like a snare closing. That night, I plant another recorder in the kitchen, hidden behind a jar of dried mint. While they sleep, I listen in my garden, the moonlight silvering my oregano. The recording captures Leonard and Carla, her voice sharp through a phone call. Nora's nervous. We need the loan signed soon. The mats aren't enough. Leonard's reply chills me. I'll get more oil. She's avoiding the shower. My stomach churns. They're escalating, planning to force an accident to secure the loan, with Nora delivering the tainted mats. The package Carla gave her must contain more oil, and I need to secure it. I confront Nora the next day, keeping my anger in check. She's in the living room, sorting sales receipts, and I sit beside her, casually mentioning the mat's odd texture. Where'd you get them, I ask, watching her closely. Her hands freeze, but she laughs it off. Just a safety brand. Aunt B, I press, noting the smell. Nora's composure cracks, her voice rising. You're imagining things. They're fine, but her eyes betray panic, and she hurries out, leaving her bag. I seize the chance, finding the package inside a small bottle of oil. Its label blank, but matching the lab's description. My blood runs cold. Nora's not just gifting, she's sabotaging me. Part of a plan I need to dismantle. I visit Ellen that afternoon, needing her steady perspective. She's appalled, confirming the bottle contains the same water-activated oil, potentially causing severe injury or worse in a fall. She urges me to go to the police, but I need more to ensure Leonard and Carla can't slip away. Ellen connects me with a forensic accountant to trace the loan's origins. Back home, I avoid the shower, using a basin, and notice Leonard's frustration, his eyes narrowing when I skip bathing, claiming stiffness. Nora's quieter, her guilt evident, but she still defends Leonard, raising my doubts. The bottle, the photos, the recording, they're building a case. But Leonard's role breaks me. I think of him as my brother, sharing market days with me, his smile warm. Now, he's part of a dangerous plot, and I need to know how deep it goes. I sit in my garden, the stars bright above my rosemary, the oil bottle, the journal. The loan, they're pieces of a puzzle pointing to a plan to take my home, my life, Leonard's affair with Carla, their scheme with Nora. Nora's complicity, it's a betrayal that cuts deep. I recall our last market trip, when Leonard helped me sell sage, his laugh genuine. That brother's gone, replaced by someone who might see me as a barrier. I clutch the bank statement photos, my heart torn between love and fury. I'm not ready to face them fully, but I'm close, and I won't let them think I'm frail. My gardens survived droughts, and I'll survive this, stronger than they know. The Nebraska dusk weaves a tapestry of shadows over my Fremont garden, the vibrant thyme and rosemary muted by the betrayal seeping through my family. I'm Beatrice, 65, and my herb patch, once a sanctuary of growth, now bears witness to a sinister plot. The evidence oil-coated anti-slip bath mats, Nora's journal, Leonard's bank statement, a recorded conversation, and a bottle of oil from Nora's bag sits locked in my sewing kit, proof that my niece Nora, my brother Leonard, and bank loan officer Carla Vance are endangering me to seize my farmhouse and savings. The bank statement linking Leonard to Carla and the recording about a loan drive me, but I need Leonard's truth to dismantle their scheme. I'm not the frail aunt they plan to topple. I'm an oregano plant, rooted deep, ready to uproot their lies. I target Leonard, whose diner meeting with Carla and recorded comments suggest he's a key player, willingly or coerced. I invite him to the garden at twilight, claiming I need help harvesting mint, my voice steady to mask my intent. He arrives, his realtor's jacket loose, his eyes shadowed with tension. I kneel by a rosemary bush, trowel in hand, and ask casually about the mat's safety features, watching him closely. Just to keep you steady. Beatrice, he mumbles, his fingers fidgeting with the leaf, betraying nerves. I press gently, mentioning the oily smell, and his face pales. Leonard, I know they're coated with oil, I say, my tone firm but low. Tell me everything, or we're done. His composure crumbles, tears welling as he sinks to the soil, his voice breaking in the quiet garden. Leonard's confession spills out, his words choked with regret. Carla's using Nora. She said the mats were just to scare you, not hurt you. He reveals Nora's affair with Carla, who exploited his fear of losing his daughter to involve him in the plan, claiming they needed the house to escape his mounting debts. Leonard thought the oil was a mild deterrent, meant to push you to sell, unaware it could cause serious injury until I mentioned the lab test. Carla promised a cut of the loan to save his real estate business. I'm so sorry, Beatrice. He cries, gripping my arm. My heart aches for my brother, but trust is a fragile sprout. Prove it, I say, my voice unwavering. Help me stop them, or you're as guilty as they are. Leonard nods, trembling, agreeing to cooperate, but I question whether his remorse is genuine or a desperate bid to save himself. I deepen my investigation, needing more to trap Nora and Carla. I plant another recorder in the dining room, hidden in a potted basil, its leaves concealing my secret. Late that night, I listen in my garden, the moonlight casting silver across my mint. The recording captures Nora and Carla, her voice sharp through a phone call Leonard's wavering. We need to push the loan now. The mats aren't enough. Nora's reply freezes me. I'll coat more. She's avoiding the bathroom. My knees buckle. The betrayal cutting deeper. They're escalating, planning a severe accident to secure the loan, with Leonard as their reluctant accomplice. His confession gives me leverage, but I need to ensure he won't falter under Nora's influence or Carla's manipulation. I meet Ellen the next morning, needing her calm perspective to anchor my resolve. She's horrified, confirming the oil bottle's contents could cause catastrophic falls, especially for someone with arthritis. She urges me to contact the authorities, but I explain I need Leonard's testimony to make the case airtight, and I'm uncertain of his loyalty. Ellen connects me with a cybersecurity expert to trace the loan's financial trail, hoping to link it to Carla's bank. Back home, I avoid the shower, using a wash basin, and notice Nora's agitation, her eyes narrowing when I skip bathing, claiming joint pain. Leonard's subdued, his guilt evident in his hunched posture, but he still calls Nora kiddo, raising my doubts. The bottle, the recordings, the diner photos, they're a net closing around them, but Leonard's allegiance is my weakest link. I tail Carla to her bank in Fremont, parking discreetly across the street, my heart pounding. She's meeting a developer, gesturing with a folder likely containing loan documents for my house. I snap photos, my hands steady despite the fury inside. Overhearing her mention finalizing the deal next week, I feel a surge of urgency. Back home, I search Nora's bag again, finding a hidden note from Carla Nora Stronger Oil. Accident by month's end. The note, the affair, Leonard's role. It's a calculated strike to end my life and claim my legacy. I think of Leonard at our last market day, helping me sell oregano, his smile warm. His garden tears suggest remorse, but I need him to prove it beyond words. I confront Leonard again, privately in the kitchen, showing him the note. This is their plan, I say, my voice low but sharp. You're either with me to stop them, or you're with them, harming me. He sobs, swearing he'll help, offering to retrieve Carla's emails from Nora's laptop. I agree, but my trust is a thin thread. I sit in my garden, the stars twinkling above my time, their resilience mirroring my own. The note, the photos, the recordings, they're my arsenal. But Leonard's cooperation is a gamble I must take. Nora's affair, Carla's greed, Leonard's complicity, it's a betrayal that cuts to my core. Mrs. Caldwell's warning about Leonard was a lifeline, guiding me through this storm. I'm close to ending their scheme, but I need Leonard to hold firm, and I'll summon every ounce of cunning to face Nora and Carla without losing him or myself. The Nebraska night drapes my Fremont garden in a quiet veil. The stars above my rosemary, a faint beacon against the betrayal threatening my home. I'm Beatrice, 65 and my herb patch. Once a cradle of growth, now stands witness to a family's treacherous plot. The evidence oil-coated anti-slip bath mats, Nora's journal, Leonard's bank statement, recorded conversations, an oil bottle, and Carla's note sits locked in my sewing kit. Proof that my niece Nora, my brother Leonard, and bank loan officer Carla Vance schemed to harm me for my farmhouse and savings. Leonard's tearful garden confession, vowing to help stop them, is my leverage. But I must act decisively to end their dangerous plan. I'm not the frail aunt they plan to topple. I'm a time sprig, rooted deep, ready to reclaim my safety with unyielding resolve. I orchestrate a dinner at my home, inviting Leonard, Nora, and Carla, framing it as a house renovation talk to lower their guard. The dining room, with its walnut table and vase of fresh oregano, transforms into a courtroom under the chandelier's soft glow. Leonard sits tensely, his eyes flicking to me, his role as my ally fragile but vital. Nora sips iced tea, her sales clerk's cheer strained, unaware of my trap. Carla, posing as a financial advisor, exudes confidence, oblivious to my knowledge. I've invited Ellen's friend, Margaret, a fraud lawyer, who sits quietly, her presence a legal fortress. I serve cornbread and pot roast, steering the conversation to home safety. Noting Carla's eager nod, my heart pounds, but my resolve is ironclad. Halfway through, I place the oil bottle on the table, its sheen catching the light. Nora, what's this, I ask, my gaze piercing. Nora's glass clinks, her face paling. Just a mat cleaner. Aunt B, she stammers, her voice unsteady. I produce the lab report, my tone calm but sharp. It's water-activated oil. Nora, I tested it. Leonard gasps. His distress rehearsed, and Carla's smile falters, her eyes narrowing. I play the dining room recording. Nora's voice clear. I'll quote more, she's avoiding the bathroom. Carla's recorded push for the loan echoes, and the room grows heavy with guilt. You tried to hurt me, I say, turning to Leonard. But you're not alone. I reveal the journal entries, the diner photos, and Carla's note urging a stronger oil. Carla interrupts, accusing Leonard, but I nod to Margaret, who presents a legal affidavit. I've blocked the loan. I declare, my voice steady, my assets are locked, and this evidence is with my lawyer, ready for a fraud and assault lawsuit. Leonard, as planned, speaks, his voice cracking. Carla used Nora. She said the oil was harmless, just to scare you. His confession, sealed in our garden, turns Carla ashen, her fists clenching. Nora lunges at Leonard, shouting. You knew, but Margaret intervenes, citing property fraud and attempted harm, her legal authority a quiet thunder. I face Nora, my voice like tempered steel. Leave my house tonight, or face charges. She staggers out, Carla trailing, her poise shattered, their scheme in ruins. Leonard's tears confirm his choice to stand with me, though his complicity lingers like a bruise. Margaret assures me the evidence is robust for a lawsuit, protecting my farmhouse without public scandal, preserving my peace. I turn to Leonard, my tone firm yet heavy with sorrow. You helped me, Leonard, but you broke my trust. Stay, but prove your loyalty through actions, or leave. He nods, sobbing, vowing to rebuild. I walk to my garden, the moonlight bathing my mint, their resilience mirroring my own. I'm staying here, I say to the night, because this is my home, and no one takes it. I've transformed my farmhouse into a family gathering space, hosting community herb workshops to share my love of gardening, a symbol of healing. Nora faces a lawsuit, her sales career tainted, while Carla's banking license is under review. Leonard's redemption is his burden, his daily efforts his penance. I've safeguarded my home, my life, and no one will make me fall again. I stand among my basil, their scent grounding me in this moment of triumph. The oil was meant to bring me down, but I smelled the danger and fought back. I reflect on the years I gave Leonard and Nora, the love I poured into a family that faltered under greed. But I'm unbroken, a rosemary plant thriving in tough soil. My roots unyielding, Fremont's whispers will fade, and my workshops will flourish, a testament to my strength. Nora and Carla underestimated me, but Leonard's choice to confess offers a fragile hope for mending. Those scars remain. I've reclaimed my safety, my legacy, and I'll grow, stronger than they ever imagined. I turn to you, because you've walked this storm with me. Betrayal from those you cherish wounds deeply, but it doesn't have to define you. I found the oil and stood tall, and you can too. What would you do if your family hid danger in their gifts? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your voice matters. If you're new here, like and subscribe to join our community. Next time, we'll uncover a secret buried in an old basement suitcase, a tale of lies and redemption you won't want to miss. I'm Beatrice, rooted in Fremont, stronger than they ever dreamed. Thank you for being here.